My boss fired me. Now I am his stepmother. This is my perfect revenge. My name is Victoria. He fired me for being too old. Now I am married to his father and I own his company. I want to tell you my story. It is a true story. It is a story about sadness. It is a story about hope, and it is a story about winning in the end. I am 45 years old. I live in a big city. The city is very busy. There are many cars. There are many tall buildings. I live in a small apartment. I like my apartment. It is quiet. It is clean. I have a cat. Her name is Bella. Bella is my good friend. She always listens to me. For 20 years, I worked very hard. I worked at a big clothing company. The company was called Starlight. I loved Starlight. It was like my home. It was like my family. I started working there when I was 25. I was young. I was excited. I learned everything about the company. I learned how to make clothes. I learned how to sell clothes. I learned how to talk to customers. I was a very good worker. I never came late. I never left early. I worked on weekends. I worked on holidays. I gave my whole life to Starlight. The old boss was a good man. His name was Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis started the company. He built it from nothing. He was very kind. He always smiled. He knew every worker's name. He always asked, "How are you today?" He cared about us. We cared about him. We were happy. But time passes. People get older. Mr. Davis got older. One day he called a big meeting. We all stood in the main room. Mr. Davis looked at us. He looked tired. "My dear friends," Mr. Davis said, "I am old now. I am tired. I need to rest. I am leaving the company. I am going to retire. I will live near the sea. I will rest." We were very sad. Some people cried. I cried a little bit. We loved Mr. Davis. "Do not worry," Mr. Davis said. "The company will be safe. My son will be the new boss. His name is Jason. He went to a good school. He knows business. He will lead you well." Mr. Davis left. We said goodbye. Then Jason came. Everything changed. Everything changed very fast. Jason was young. He was only 28 years old. He was very different from his father. He was not kind. He did not smile. He wore very expensive suits. He wore a shiny gold watch. He drove a loud, fast red car. He walked into the office on his first day. He did not say hello. He did not ask our names. He just looked at his phone. Jason called a meeting. He stood in front of us. He looked at us with cold eyes. "Listen to me," Jason said. His voice was loud. "This company is too slow. This company is old. The clothes are boring. The workers are boring. I want changes. I want fresh ideas. I want young energy. We will work faster. We will make more money." I felt a bad feeling in my stomach. I did not like his words. I did not like his tone. Jason started to change everything. He changed the computers. He changed the desks. He fired the old workers. He hired young workers. The new workers were very young. They were 20 years old. They did not know how to work. They did not know the clothes. They did not know the customers. The young workers always made mistakes. They were confused. They came to my desk. "Victoria," they asked. "Can you help me? I do not understand this." "Victoria," they said, "the customer is angry." "What do I do?" "I always help them." I smiled. I said, "It is okay. I will show you." I fixed their mistakes. I worked extra hours. I kept the company running. The young workers liked me. I was like a mother to them. But Jason did not like me. Jason watched me. He always watched me. He did not see my hard work. He only saw my age. He saw my gray hair. He saw the small lines on my face. He thought I was slow. He thought I was from the past. One morning, I woke up. The sun was shining. The sky was blue. I felt good. I fed my cat, Bella. I drank my hot coffee. I put on my favorite black suit. I took the bus to work. I arrived at the office. I sat at my desk. I turned on my computer. I was ready to work. The phone on my desk rang. I answered it. "Victoria," a cold voice said. It was Jason. "Come to my office right now." "Yes, Mr. Davis," I said. I stood up. I walked to his big office. His office was at the end of the hall. It had big glass windows. I knocked on the door. "Come in," Jason said. I opened the door. I walked inside. The room was very cold. Jason sat in a big black chair. He was looking at his computer. He did not look at me. "Sit down," he said. I sat in a small chair. My hands were cold. My heart beat fast. I was nervous. Have you ever been nervous at work? It is a terrible feeling. You feel small. You feel scared. Jason finally looked at me. He had no smile. "Victoria," he said. "How long have you worked here?" 20 years, I said proudly. I started when I was young. I know this company very well. Jason laughed. It was a short, mean laugh. 20 years, he repeated. That is a long time, too long. What do you mean? I asked. I mean, you are too old, Jason said. Look around, Victoria. This is a young company now. We make fast fashion. We use social media. We need young, beautiful people. We need fresh faces. You do not fit here. I felt a sharp pain in my chest. But I do the work, I said. I fix the problems. The young workers need my help. I am a good worker. Your father liked my work. Jason hit the desk with his hand. My father is gone, he shouted. I am the boss, not my father. And I say you are done. You are fired. The room was silent. I could not breathe. Fired me. But I need this job. I whispered. I have rent to pay. I have bills. Please, Jason. Do not do this. Do not beg, Jason said coldly. It is pathetic. You are fired, Victoria. Pack your things. Leave my building today. I do not want to see your old face tomorrow. He looked back at his computer. He ignored me. I was nothing to him. I stood up. My legs felt weak. I walked out of his office. I went back to my desk. The young workers looked at me. they saw my sad face. "Victoria," one girl asked, "are you okay?" "No," I said softly. "I am fired." The girl gasped. "No, why?" "I am too old," I said. I took a brown cardboard box. I started to put my things inside. I put my coffee mug in the box. I put my pens in the box. I took down the picture of my cat. I put it in the box. Every item felt heavy. 20 years of my life in one small box. I walked to the elevator. I held the box tightly. I walked out of the building. I stood on the street. People walked past me. They were fast. They were busy. They did not see me. I felt invisible. I felt useless. I went back to my apartment. I put the box on the floor. I sat on my sofa. Bella the cat jumped on my lap. She purred. Then I cried. I cried a lot. I cried for my lost job. I cried for my lost friends. I cried because Jason was so cruel. I cried because I felt old. Have you ever felt useless? Have you ever felt thrown away? It is a very dark place. It is okay to cry. Tears wash the pain. Tears are natural. I cried until I fell asleep. The next week was very bad. I did not leave my apartment. I did not change my clothes. I watched television, but I did not see the pictures. I ate cold food. I looked at the wall. What will I do? I thought, who will hire a 45-year-old woman? Companies want young girls. They do not want me. I was angry. I was angry at Jason. He took my life. He took my joy. He was a rich, spoiled boy. He did not know hard work. He did not know real life. One morning, I looked in the mirror. My eyes were red. My hair was messy. I looked terrible. "Stop this, Victoria," I said to myself out loud. "You are stronger than this. You are smart. You have a good heart. Do not let that bad boy break you." I decided to go outside. I needed fresh air. I needed to see the sky. I put on comfortable clothes. I walked to the big city park. The park was beautiful. The trees were bright green. The flowers were pink and yellow. Children were playing on the grass. The sun felt warm on my face. I bought a small bag of bread. I walked to a small lake in the park. There were ducks in the lake. I sat on a long wooden bench. I started to throw small pieces of bread. The ducks swam to me. They made funny noises. I smiled. It was my first smile in a week. Suddenly, a dog ran up to me. He was a big golden dog. He had a very happy face. His tail wagged fast. He put his wet nose on my hand. He wanted the bread. I laughed. "Hello, handsome boy," I said. I gave him a piece of bread. He ate it fast. "Max, Max, no. Do not bother the nice lady," a deep voice called. I looked up. A man was walking toward me. He was an older man. He was tall. He had kind soft eyes. His hair was silver. He wore a simple brown coat and nice shoes. He smiled, a very warm smile. "I am so sorry," the man said. "Max loves food. He has no manners." "It is perfectly fine," I smiled. "I love dogs. He is very sweet." The man stood near the bench. "May I sit?" he asked. "Yes, please," I said. The man sat down. The dog, Max, sat at his feet. My name is Arthur, the man said. He reached out his hand. My name is Victoria, I said. I shook his hand. His hand was warm and strong. We sat and watched the ducks. It was quiet. It was nice. Then Arthur looked at me. You have a very nice smile, Victoria, he said. But your eyes look sad. Are you having a bad day? I was surprised. Usually, people in the city do not ask personal questions. They do not care. But Arthur looked like he really cared. I took a deep breath. I am having a bad month, I said. Do you want to talk about it? Arthur asked gently. Sometimes talking to a stranger is easy. Strangers do not judge. I looked at his kind eyes. I felt safe. So I talked. I told him everything. I told him about my 20 years of hard work. I told him about Starlight Clothing. I told him about the old boss, Mr. Davis. I told him how Mr. Davis left. I told him about the new boss, Jason. I told him how cruel Jason was. I told him about the cold office. I told him the terrible words Jason said. He fired me, I said softly. My eyes filled with tears. He told me I was too old. He told me I was useless. He threw me away like trash. Arthur listened quietly. He did not interrupt. He looked very serious. His jaw was tight. He looked angry but not at me. He was angry for me. That is terrible, Arthur said. His voice was low. That boss is a fool. A complete fool. Age is not a bad thing, Victoria. Age is wisdom. Age is experience. A good boss respects experience. That young man is arrogant and blind. Thank you, I said. I wiped a tear from my cheek. You are very kind. I am just honest. Arthur smiled softly. You are a beautiful, smart woman. Any company would be lucky to have you. Do not let his stupid words stay in your head. We talked for 2 hours. We talked about many things. Arthur told me he was retired. He told me his wife died 10 years ago. He lived alone with Max. He liked reading books. He liked walking in the park. When it was time to go, Arthur stood up. Victoria, he said. I really enjoyed talking with you. Will you come back tomorrow? Can we meet here again? I felt a little flutter in my heart. Yes, I said. I will be here tomorrow. Same bench. I will look forward to it. He smiled. He walked away with Max. I watched him go. I felt lighter. The dark cloud over my head was gone. The next day, I went back to the park. Arthur was there. He brought 2 cups of hot coffee. We drank coffee. We talked. We laughed. We met the next day. And the next day, soon we met every day. The wooden bench in the park became our special place. We talked about our dreams. We talked about our childhood. We shared funny stories. Arthur was a wonderful man. He was polite. He was smart. He always made me feel special. He made me feel young. He made me feel beautiful. One day, Arthur invited me to a museum. We looked at beautiful paintings. Another day, we went to the zoo. We laughed at the monkeys. Another evening, we cooked dinner at my apartment. Arthur loved my cooking. Bella the cat liked Arthur, too. She sat on his lap. Bella is very smart. She knows good people. Months passed. It was summer. The weather was warm. My heart was warm, too. I was not sad anymore. I did not think about Jason. I did not think about my old job. I only thought about Arthur. I realized I was in love. I was a 45-year-old woman feeling like a teenager. Love is a magical thing. It changes everything. It brings light to dark places. One Friday evening, Arthur told me to wear a nice dress. He said he had a surprise. I wore a dark red dress. I curled my hair. I put on some nice perfume. Arthur picked me up in a taxi. He took me to a very fancy restaurant. It was the most beautiful restaurant I had ever seen. There were crystal lights on the ceiling. There was soft piano music playing. There were white candles on every table. We sat at a corner table. We ate delicious food. We drank sparkling water. Arthur looked very handsome in a dark suit. He looked nervous. After dinner, Arthur reached across the table. He took my hands. His hands were a little shaky. "Victoria," Arthur said softly. He looked deep into my eyes. "Yes, Arthur," I asked. My heart started to beat very fast. "You know, my life was very quiet," he said. "It was very lonely. For 10 years, it was just me and Max. I thought my life was over. I thought I was just waiting to be old. But then I saw you in the park. You were feeding the ducks. You looked sad, but you looked so kind. When you smiled at my dog, my heart woke up. I smiled. A tear fell from my eye. A happy tear. You brought joy back to my life, Victoria." Arthur continued. "You are strong. You are honest. You are beautiful. I do not want to spend another day without you. I love you." Arthur moved his hand to his pocket. He pulled out a small black velvet box. He opened it. Inside was a beautiful diamond ring. It shined in the candle light. "Victoria," he asked, "will you marry me?" I covered my mouth with my hands. I was so surprised. I was so happy. I could not speak for a moment. "Yes," I finally whispered. "Yes, Arthur, I will marry you. I love you, too." Arthur smiled a huge smile. He put the ring on my finger. It fit perfectly. He stood up and kissed my cheek. People in the restaurant clapped. It was a perfect night. After we left the restaurant, we went for a walk. We walked near the river. The moon was big and bright in the sky. The water looked like silver. We walked slowly. We held hands. I felt like the luckiest woman in the world. "Victoria," Arthur said. His voice became a little serious. "I need to tell you something. I have a secret. I did not tell you the whole truth about me." I stopped walking. I looked at him. I felt a tiny bit worried. "What is it, Arthur? Are you sick?" "No, no," he said quickly. "I am very healthy. It is not that. It is about money and about work." "Money?" I asked. "Arthur, I do not care if you have no money. I can find a job. We can share my small apartment. Love is more important than money." Arthur smiled warmly and touched my face. "You have a pure heart, Victoria. That is why I love you. You love me for me, not for my money." "Your money?" I was confused. "Victoria," Arthur said slowly. "I am not a poor retired man. I am a very wealthy man. I own many buildings. I own large businesses. I was shocked. You are rich. Yes. He nodded. Very rich. But I wear simple clothes. I like a simple life. I did not want you to know at first. I wanted to be sure you liked me. Just Arthur. Of course, I like just Arthur, I said. But why are you so serious? Because there is more, Arthur said. He looked at the river. Then he looked at me. Do you remember the day we met? You told me about the company that fired you. You told me about Starlight Clothing. Yes, I frowned. I did not like to remember that name. Victoria, Arthur said softly. My last name is Davis. I am Arthur Davis. I stood perfectly still. My mind stopped working. Davis. Mr. Davis. You. I stammered. You are the Mr. Davis, the man who started Starlight. Arthur nodded slowly. Yes, I built that company 40 years ago. I felt dizzy. But I tried to think. Then Jason is my son, Arthur said. He looked very sad. He looked ashamed. Jason is the son who fired you. I put my hand over my mouth. I could not believe it. The universe is a very strange place. The wonderful, kind man I loved was the father of the cruel, mean boy who destroyed my life. I am so sorry, Victoria, Arthur said. He took my hands tightly. I did not know it was you at first. When I met you in the park, I just knew a boss fired you. Later, as we talked more, I put the pieces together. I realized the cruel boss was my own son. I realized the amazing woman. He threw away you. Why didn't you tell me? I asked. I was not angry, just very surprised. I was ashamed, Arthur admitted. I was ashamed of my son. I gave him the company. I wanted him to learn leadership. I wanted him to be a good man. But power made him bad. He became arrogant. He cares only for money and youth. He forgot about kindness. He forgot about loyalty. When I realized what he did to you, I was furious. I am still furious. I said softly. I wanted to tell you, he said, but I was scared. I was scared you would run away from me. I was scared you would hate me because I am his father. I looked into Arthur's sad, kind eyes. I squeezed his hands. Arthur, I said, you are not Jason. You are a good man. You are the kindest man I know. I do not hate you. I love you. Your son's actions are not your fault. Arthur sighed a heavy sigh of relief. He hugged me tight. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you. So, I said, leaning back. I smiled a little cheeky smile. If I marry you, I will be Jason's stepmother. Arthur laughed. It was a loud, happy laugh. Yes, you will. And I think that is exactly what that boy needs, a strong stepmother. We started planning our wedding. We decided to have a small wedding. We did not want a big party. We just wanted our closest friends. We chose a beautiful garden for the ceremony. It had tall trees and many white roses. I bought a simple, elegant white dress. It was not too fancy, but it was perfect. I felt like a queen in it. Arthur invited his old friends. I invited my friends. I even invited some of the young workers from Starlight. They were very excited for me. But there was one person missing. Jason, did you invite Jason? I asked Arthur one evening. Arthur shook his head. No, I spoke to him. I told him I was getting married. I did not tell him your name. I told him he was not invited. I told him I am very disappointed in him. We had a big fight. He is not welcome at our happy day. I understood it was better that way. I did not want Jason's dark energy at my wedding. The wedding day arrived. It was perfect. The sun was warm. The birds were singing. The music was soft and beautiful. I walked down the green grass. I held a bouquet of red and white flowers. Arthur stood at the end. He looked so happy. He had tears in his eyes. We held hands. We said our promises. We promised to love each other. We promised to take care of each other through good times and bad times. I pronounce you husband and wife, the official said. Arthur kissed me. Everyone clapped and cheered. Bella the cat was there, too, in a special little basket. She meowed happily. We had a lovely lunch. We cut a big white cake. We danced under the trees. It was the best day of my life. I was no longer the sad, lonely woman in the small apartment. I was Victoria Davis. I was loved. The next morning, we woke up in Arthur's big house. It was my new home. It had large windows and a beautiful garden. Arthur brought me coffee in bed. He also brought a large brown envelope. Good morning, my beautiful wife. He smiled. I have a wedding gift for you. Another gift? I asked. ARR. You already gave me a new life. I don't need anything else. Open it. He insisted. He sat on the bed. I opened the brown envelope. I pulled out a stack of thick papers. They were legal papers. There were many signatures on them. I read the first page. I frowned. The words were complicated. What is this? I asked. Arthur smiled a very wide smile. It is Starlight Clothing. I looked at him confused. What do you mean? I am the founder of the company, Arthur explained. I gave Jason the title of CEO, but I still owned the main shares. I still had the true power. When I learned what he did to you and what he did to the other older workers, I called my lawyers. My eyes widened. Arthur, I took the company back, Arthur said firmly. I fired him as CEO. The papers are signed. It is done. You fired your own son? I asked. Yes. Arthur nodded. He needs to learn a hard lesson. He needs to start from the bottom. He needs to know what real work is. Arthur pointed to the papers in my hand. But that is not all, he said. I do not want to run the company. I am retired. I want to spend my days with you and Max. So, I transferred the ownership. To who? I asked. But my heart was already guessing. To you, Victoria? Arthur said. You own Starlight Clothing now. You know the company better than anyone. You spent 20 years building it. You know the clothes. You know the people. You have the heart of a true leader. It is yours. You are the boss. I stared at the paper. My name was there. Victoria Davis, owner and CEO. Tears filled my eyes, but they were tears of power. Tears of victory. Are you sure? I asked. I have never been more sure in my life. Arthur kissed my forehead. Go fix our company, my love. Show them how it is done. The next day was Monday. I did not wake up slowly. I woke up with fire in my heart. I took a shower. I dried my hair perfectly. I went to my closet. I picked up my sharpest, strongest business suit. It was dark navy blue. I wore elegant black high heels. I put on red lipstick. I looked in the mirror. I looked powerful. I looked like a boss. Arthur drove me to the city. He kissed my hand. "Have a good day at work, darling." He smiled. I stepped out of the car. I stood in front of the tall glass building of Starlight Clothing. I took a deep breath. I walked through the automatic sliding doors. The lobby was bright and busy. The security guard, a man named Tom, was standing by the desk. He saw me. His eyes went wide. He looked very nervous. "Victoria," Tom said. "Miss Victoria, what are you doing here?" "You know, Mr. Jason said you cannot be in the building. He will be very angry." I smiled politely at Tom. "Good morning, Tom. How is your family?" "They are good, but Victoria, please. I don't want to lose my job. You have to leave." "Do not worry, Tom," I said calmly. "You will not lose your job. In fact, you are getting a pay raise." Tom looked confused. I did not wait. I walked past him. I walked to the special executive elevator. Only the boss uses this elevator. I pushed the button. The doors opened. I stepped inside. I went up to the top floor. The executive floor. The elevator doors opened. The receptionist, a young girl named Chloe, looked up from her computer. She dropped her pen. "Victoria," she gasped. "You can't be here." "Good morning, Chloe," I said smoothly. "I walked past your desk." I walked down the long hall. I heard my heels clicking on the hard floor. Click, click, click. It was the sound of my return. I reached the big double doors of the corner office. Jason's office. I did not knock. I pushed the doors open. The office was exactly the same. Cold, modern, and empty of feeling. Jason was sitting behind the massive desk. He was leaning back in his big chair. He was talking loudly on his phone. "No, I told you I wanted cheaper," Jason yelled into the phone. "I don't care about the quality. Just make it fast." He heard the door open. He looked up. He saw me standing there. Jason froze. He slowly lowered the phone from his ear. He ended the call. His face turned red with instant anger. "You," Jason shouted. He stood up fast. "What are you doing in my office? Are you crazy? I fired you. I told you to never come back." I walked slowly into the room. I was completely calm. I did not feel small. I did not feel scared. I felt like a giant. "Hello, Jason," I said smoothly. "Get out," he screamed. "Chloe, call security. Call the police. Get this old crazy woman out of my building." I reached his desk. I placed my designer leather bag on top of it. "Sit down, Jason," I commanded. My voice was low, but it echoed in the room. It was a mother's voice, a boss's voice. Jason stopped yelling. He looked confused by my tone, but he stayed standing. "You have no right to tell me what to do," he sneered. "I am the CEO. I own this place. You are nothing." I reached into my bag. I pulled out the thick legal papers. I threw them onto his desk with a heavy smack. "Read them," I said. Jason looked at the papers. Then he looked at me and laughed. "What is this? Are you suing me? My lawyers will destroy you." "Just read the first page, Jason," I said. I crossed my arms. Jason aggressively snatched the papers from the desk. He started to read. I watched his face. It was the most satisfying moment of my life. First his eyes narrowed. Then his eyes widened. The red color drained from his face. He turned completely white. His hands began to tremble. The papers shook in his hands. No, Jason whispered. No, this is a joke. This is fake. It is very real, I said calmly. Your father signed them yesterday. My father, Jason choked. Why would my father do this? He gave me the company. He gave you a chance. I corrected him. He gave you a test. And you failed, Jason. You failed terribly. You were cruel to the workers. You ruined the product quality. And you fired loyal people because of your own prejudice. Jason dropped the papers. He fell back into his chair. He looked like a balloon that lost all its air. You. He pointed a shaking finger at me. How did you get him to do this? How do you even know my father? I smiled. I lifted my left hand. I showed him my beautiful diamond ring. We met in the park, I said simply. We fell in love. We got married yesterday. It was a beautiful wedding. You were missed. Jason's mouth opened and closed. He made no sound. He looked like a fish out of water. You? He stammered. You married my father. Yes, I nodded happily. My name is Victoria Davis. I am your stepmother. Jason grabbed his hair. He looked completely broken. My stepmother and the owner of the company. Exactly, I said. I leaned over the desk. I looked directly into his shocked eyes. You fired me, Jason. You told me I was too old. You told me I was useless. You threw me away like trash. But you forgot one thing. Experience is power. Resilience is power. And karma is very, very real. Victoria, please, Jason said. His voice was small. He sounded like a frightened child. I was stressed. I made a mistake. Let's talk about this. You are family now. We are family. I agreed. And as your stepmother, I must teach you a lesson. A lesson your father could not teach you. What are you going to do? He asked nervously. I am going to do exactly what you did to me, I said. My voice was firm. You are fired, Jason. Fired? He yelled, jumping up. You can't fire me. I am a Davis. I am a Davis too, I said coldly. And I am the owner. You are fired. Effective immediately. You have no position in this company. You have no office. You have no salary. What am I supposed to do? He cried. How will I live? You will find a job, I said. A real job at the bottom. Maybe you can make coffee. Maybe you can carry boxes. You will learn what hard work feels like. You will learn to respect people. Because until you learn that, you will not get 1 cent from this company or from your father. Jason stared at me. He saw there was no joke. There was no mercy. I was absolutely serious. Pack your things, Jason, I commanded. Take your shiny watch. Take your expensive coat. Put them in a box and leave my building. Jason did not argue anymore. He was defeated. He slowly found a cardboard box. He started putting his things inside. His hands were still shaking. He looked pathetic. I did not feel sorry for him. I felt justice. He picked up his box. He walked slowly to the door. He looked back at me one last time. "Goodbye, Jason," I said. He walked out. The heavy doors closed behind him. I stood alone in the big office. It was quiet, but it did not feel cold anymore. It felt warm. It felt like mine. I walked around the desk. I sat down in the big leather chair. I spun around once. I smiled. My perfect revenge was complete. I picked up the phone. I pressed the button for the receptionist. "Chloe," I said. "Yes, Miss Victoria." Chloe answered. She sounded very nervous. "Please call all the staff," I said warmly. "Tell everyone to come to the main meeting room. We have an important announcement." And Chloe, "Yes. Tell them to smile. Good things are coming." I walked to the main meeting room. All the workers were there. The young workers were there. Tom, the security guard, was there. Some of the older workers that Jason fired were there, too. I called them this morning and told them to come. When I walked into the room, everyone stopped talking. They looked at me in my strong suit. They saw my confidence. I stood at the front. I looked at all their faces. "Good morning, everyone," I said clearly. "Good morning, Victoria," they murmured. "As you may know, there have been some changes today." I smiled. Jason Davis is no longer the CEO of Starlight Clothing. There was a loud gasp in the room. Then total silence. "I am the new owner," I announced. "And I am your new CEO." The room exploded. People cheered. They clapped their hands loudly. The young workers jumped up and down. The older workers cried happy tears. Tom, the security guard, gave a thumbs up. I raised my hands to calm them down. "Listen to me," I said. "This company was built on respect. It was built on quality. We lost our way for a little while. We forgot what was important. We thought only fast and young was good. That is wrong." I looked at a young worker. "Your fresh ideas are important." I looked at an older worker. "Your deep experience is important. We need both. We are a family. We will work together. We will respect each other. We will make beautiful clothes again. And we will treat every single person in this building with dignity." The room clapped again. It was a beautiful sound. Now I clapped my hands together. Let's get to work. That was 5 years ago. Today, Starlight Clothing is more successful than ever. We make wonderful clothes. Our customers are very happy. Our workers are very happy. We have young people learning from older people. We have older people learning new technology from the young people. It is a perfect balance. Jason had a hard time for a whole year. He could not find a good job. He had to work in a fast food restaurant. He had to wear a funny uniform. He had to serve burgers. He hated it, but it taught him a lot. Eventually, his father and I let him come back to Starlight, but not as a boss. He is a junior assistant in the mail room. He carries boxes. He brings coffee. He says, "Please and thank you now." He is learning. Maybe one day he will be a good man. As for me and Arthur, we are happier than ever. We live a simple, beautiful life. We still walk our dog Max in the park every Sunday. We sit on that same wooden bench where we first met. We feed the ducks. We hold hands. We talk about our week. Arthur is so proud of me. He tells everyone that his wife is the smartest businesswoman in the city. I just laugh. I tell him I am just a woman who refused to give up. Life is a very funny journey. It is full of twists and turns. Sometimes very bad things happen to you. You might lose your job. You might lose a friend. Someone might break your heart. Someone might tell you that you are not good enough. They might say you are too old or too young or too slow or too different. When that happens, it is okay to feel sad. It is okay to cry on your sofa. It is okay to feed the ducks and feel lost. But you must not stay sad forever. You must remember your power. You are valuable. Your life experience is a treasure. No one can take your mind. No one can take your heart. No one can take your spirit. When someone closes a door in your face, do not stare at the closed door. Turn around. Look around you. The universe is big. There is always an open window somewhere. There is always a new path. Jason thought he was destroying my life. He thought he was throwing me in the garbage. But what did he really do? He pushed me out of my small comfort zone. He pushed me to the park. He pushed me right into the arms of my true love. He pushed me to become the owner of the company. He gave me the best gift in the world. He gave me my perfect revenge. And remember this, the best revenge is not anger. The best revenge is not shouting or breaking things. The best revenge is massive success. The best revenge is a huge bright smile on your face. The best revenge is living a happy, healthy, and beautiful life surrounded by people who love you. When you are truly happy, the people who tried to hurt you cannot win. You win. So if you are struggling today, keep your head up. Keep walking forward. Keep being kind to strangers. Pet a dog in the park. Smile at a new person, to your hard work. Believe in your own worth. Your story is not finished yet. The best chapters are still coming. You can do this. I believe in you. Keep going. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed learning English through this story, don't forget to support the channel.